So I had somebody say to me recently, they're frustrated with their process that they're following. They're frustrated with how long it's taking. The other party's dragging their feet. So they're considering maybe they'll just do things piecemeal. They'll do bit by bit, get an agreement, because at least they feel like something has been accomplished. While I understand the logic behind that and wanting to feel like you're making some progress toward the end goal, you really need to step back and think about that for a second. Because if it's something, that's not inconsequential, like maybe it's the contents of the home, you just need to divide them up, there's not really any value, go ahead and do that separate from your settlement agreement. If it's something that doesn't really have much of an impact on other things, go ahead and do that if that makes you feel better and makes you feel like you've accomplished something toward the settlement. However, if you take a step back and you look at the big picture, as an example, if one of those things that you want to resolve is the matrimonial home, so either you're looking for the other partner or yourself to buy one another out, or you're looking to sell the matrimonial home, if you go ahead and sell that home before you've done your financial settlement and you split the proceeds equally, and then you do an equalization calculation, which is for property division, and you do that calculation and you come to find out that the other party owes you a significant amount of money, but you've already divided up the proceeds from the sale of the home. That party has now spent the proceeds of sale. They don't have any money left to pay you what they owe you. What will you do? Or another example might be if you're considering, if let's say you're entitled to spousal support and you're debating whether or not you want a monthly periodic payment, so they pay you monthly and there's tax consequences to that to each of you. Or you're debating whether to get a lump sum where there's no tax consequences. However, there are other pros and cons to both of those scenarios. If you do one piece of the puzzle without knowing the other pieces, you might be really doing yourself a disservice, because you might actually decide, depending on what the property division number turns out to be, you might decide that a periodic payment makes more sense for you. Or vice versa, you might decide that you need the money up front in a lump sum payment. There might be some risks, and so you want that lump sum payment. But you may not know all of this information until you get through the entire financial settlement. So you have to remember, if you're looking at things piecemeal and you don't have the whole picture, are you making a good decision for yourself? Again, you might be doing yourself a huge disservice by trying to attack the settlement items piecemeal. You want to have the overall picture in terms of where you sit, where your spouse sit, what makes the most sense in your situation, and you won't be able to make the best decision for you without all of the pieces of the puzzle. You want to make an informed decision with as much information as available. You don't want to make decisions when you don't have the whole story. So be very careful in how you choose to go about your process, and be careful and make sure that you choose a professional that can help you with the things you need help with. You want to make sure you get the best settlement for you, the best settlement for your children, the best settlement for your family. And you can only make the best decision when you have all of the information at hand. Food for thought. Have a great day.